Hi, my name is Roger Schluter. Today's video is actually, I was dreaming the other day and I was thinking, what if I could just stay at home and I was a business or want to start a business and I could just stay at home and have lenders email me. Wouldn't that be great? I wouldn't have to, and then they're going to ask for information, which I guess, then I have to put together a short, business loan proposal. But that'd be a really easy way to do it. And then I got to thinking, I wonder if that's a reality. Anyway, I wanted to get a business loan and then get mashed up with several lenders that would compete for my business. And I know they do this in house lending and stuff. I mean, is it like a pipe dream? Would you jump for it if it was real? Does it exist? I'm telling you, it does exist. I was really surprised. Anyway, it's an SBA program. It was actually started in 2017. And there was a program before that was called Link that used to link you up with banks. And I did that program when I was at another lender. Anyway, and I did it, and we got some referrals that way. Not for our primary business. We just got referrals for really helping businesses to do loans and helping businesses to start a business. But it's a great program, and it's called the Lender Match Program, and it's SBA's online referral tool that connects small business borrowers with participating SBA lenders. Surprise. These lenders are all going to be SBA lenders that do SBA 7A loans. Usually in the 504 program, the bank calls the certified development company because you have to have a bank involved. So on the 7A, the bank is the one who does the loan. SBA guarantees it. So, this referral tool is really for SBA 7A lenders. It's really an upgrade to the old Link program. And Link stood for, now I'm going to have to look at my notes here. Link stood for Leveraging Information and Networks to Access Capital. I'm glad they didn't call it that. But anyway, it was introduced as a pilot in 2015. And then I think it worked out pretty well. And then in 2017, they started the Lender Match Program. Now, some of this information I got from a press release that was put out in February 2018 by SBA. But I figured since it was written by SBA and it's a federal source that I don't really have to, put things in quotes or anything. But anyway, the Lender Match Program brings together businesses and SBA lenders to help small businesses to get increased access to loans in the form of SBA lenders. And they're going to be SBA 7A loans mostly. They could be some express loans, but the 7A program is the big program at SBA, and then a lot of the programs are offshoots from that. The goal of the program, according to the press release, is to get more capital into the hands of small business owners and entrepreneurs, and then encourage them to utilize SBA resources for startup and growth opportunities. So SBA does have a lot of resources. And then also they do put some money into SCORE, and SCORE is a good place for getting resources too for startups and for growth of companies. Lender Match is available to all small businesses that have a need to borrow money, to start or grow their business. The lenders are banks that do 7A loans and CDCs that do SBA 504 loans. And then I think there's some community-based lenders as well that will sign up for this. And it's a great program. I mean, the Link program I used in a few years ago, and actually it kind of reminded me that I could probably get some other entities that I know to go ahead and use this program again. The one I know when I used it, it didn't work real well with CDCs with the 504. Bringing in them, but it was used to offer businesses a services to applicants. We didn't really get any 504s, but we got a lot of business education type of work. So it worked out pretty well. There's a reason why if you're a lender doing this, you really got to hop on it pretty quick. We'll probably cover this later too, but actually they send it to you and they want a response within 48 hours, within 2 days. So if you're a lender, I mean, you got to watch this thing all the time, because there's times when I get involved in projects where you could just kind of forget about checking, the certain website you're supposed to check, or checking yours, but you do have to check it out pretty often. I was on the SBA website, and they say the invitation to get matched to potential lenders offering SBA-backed funding, and then they have a Find Lenders button, a big red box. And so you click on that, and then you get lender match page, the lender match page. And then it says, if you're seeking financing for your business with an SBA guaranteed loan, proceed with the form below. And then it does give some information there, really your name, your phone number, your email, things like that. And then there's 2 gray boxes. One says existing request on the left, and then on the right it says new request. And so you had to push one of these, but I couldn't go any further because I'm not a real business, at least not on this web page that I'm going to. So I really couldn't do that. I guess I could, just made up some stuff, but I really felt like I couldn't. And they'd want to know, the type of business, the dollar amount, what I was using it for, my location, was I an existing business or a startup? And those are the kind of things that you're going to tell them for them to find a lender for you. Now, you're not going to give them a whole huge business plan. It's just going to be kind of basic, what kind of industry you're in, what kind of business, the amount of the loan, what you're going to use it for, your location, whether you're an existing business or a startup, like I said. So anyway, that's the information you're going to give them, and then they're going to give you, they're going to put this out to lenders that want to look at loans, and then the lenders email you, and then you email them back if you want to talk to them. So it's not like you have to, and it's not like you have this guy that calls you up and says, "Oh my God, yeah, you got to go through us." It's not any of that high pressure. It's really, they send you a couple of emails from some banks, and then you contact the bank back. So and when we did it, we weren't an SBA 7(a) lender. I knew we weren't going to get a lot out of 504 lending. So basically, I just gave them a thing on how I could help them in their business, whether it's an existing business or a new business, and help them to get a loan and to get it easier and quicker. So after you enter in the information, the lenders in your area are matched to you, and within 48 hours or 2 days, they get back to you. And it sounds like a great program. There are a couple downsides, and I want to tell you about those now. And these downsides, these aren't a real negative to the thing. I just, it's just certain things that I know in the lending world that could kind of be a problem. Number one is that the SBA, the lender, will be an SBA lender, and he sells the guaranteed portion of the loan. Usually, it'll be a lender who has the higher fees because that's what they need to sell the guarantee off, and they're probably going to sell that guarantee off. Now, you're not really going to know. They're not going to tell you that. They're going to keep the servicing aspect and get paid 1% to do that, so they're going to get paid that. But I just feel like when they're selling it off, they do have to have it structured in a certain way for it to be able to sell. And one of those things is they do have to have the higher interest rate to get it to sell. Let's see, number two, you are not picking the lender, they're kind of picking you. So if you don't like that particular lender, you really got no choice. And that's why I always like it when, we actually tell you, talk to 2 to 4 banks, see how you get along, see if there's a little chemistry there or whatever. And then you want to pick a bank who's interested. But again, a lot of times you're just going to end up with that one bank that wants to make you the loan, and the rest of them aren't. They may turn it down for some reason. So anyway, you want to pick that lender. You really don't want him to pick you. And then number 3, there's no guarantee that you get this financing. And especially financing that's a good fit for your business. There's no guarantee at all. So, but you are getting lenders to email you, and you don't have to go anywhere. You don't have to go visit a bank or make an appointment or nothing, and you get it within 2 days. So it is a pretty good deal. I'm more of a conventional loan guy, and if you need an SBA loan, and you go to a bank and you tell them, I want to get a business loan, if he will tell you if you need to get an SBA loan, because otherwise he just may make it conventionally. And I guarantee the rates are going to be lower conventionally. The fees are going to be lower conventionally. And so it's a lot better deal to just try to get a conventional loan. And usually, like I said before, a lot of times SBA, the reason you go to SBA is because there's a problem. There's not enough collateral. There's not enough equity. Maybe you haven't been in business that long, and that scares the bank. So there's a number of reasons why banks want to use the SBA program. A lot of times the banks that are just selling off the guarantees, they just want to get more loans to sell off the guarantees. They're not quite as picky as the banks who keep them in-house, or the banks that do it conventionally. They're all keeping it in-house. So anyway, those are kind of my thoughts. Those are not anything that you should worry about. That's just my opinion. I am also, like I said a minute ago, I'm also a big advocate of talking to 2 to 4 banks, local banks, see how they get along, see what they can do for you, see if they like your type of business. So I think that's very important. And I also think a lot of companies use as a last resort. I think if you look at a lot of companies and you don't get financing, a lot of times you're going to go do the lender match thing because it's a lot easier. And if you get a couple banks, that you may get somebody who kind of almost wants to do the loan just from seeing what you've got. But, really sometimes they delve in deeper, and the deeper they get, maybe they might not want to make that loan. So, I do think companies use it as a last resort sometimes. And sometimes because you're using it as a last resort, you may not get the best terms also on that loan. And it's a very good program on paper. I forgot all about the Lake program, and I hadn't used this, and hadn't told anybody to use it. So I'm really glad that I got kind of re-educated on it. And if you do use this program, if you go ahead and put your information in the email and get a couple banks to send you an email saying, hey man, I want to talk to you further. It'd be great if you'd go ahead and tell me how it works. You can go ahead and give me a comment and tell me, if it worked out, when you use the program, what were the problems? Am I right in what I'm saying, or am I way off base? So anyway, thank you very much. If you like this kind of business content, if you, I would hope you'd subscribe and hit the bell notification, and you'll get notified whenever I put out a new video. And then too, if you take away something, if you actually go to that program, I would hope you hit the like button, because that means that you actually took some information that was useful to you, away from this video. So anyway, thank you very much. I do appreciate it, and I'll see you next time.